I've been dying to make this video since Kanye West started railing against Jewish people in Hollywood years ago.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. It was a Jewish doctor.
I just didn't have the guts or the clarity to do it until now, but I finally have it. So here's a perfect example of the problems with Jewish people in Hollywood. I agree with you. There's a problem with Jews in Hollywood. Let's go.
As a Jewish American artist working in a time-based medium, I must note I'm accepting this award on the 336th day of Israel's genocide in Gaza.
So here comes Sarah Friedland, proclaiming to a room full of thousands of people and the world essentially that she is a Jew. And in the name of her Judaism and in the name of world Jewry, she is accepting this award on behalf of the genocide and the occupation of Israel. So here is the main problem. Sarah Friedland has no idea what it means to be a Jew. Her mother may have been Jewish, haven't done my research yet, which makes a person Jewish. Her mother may have been Jewish, but because she has that little bit inside of her, which by the way, a Jew is a Jew is a Jew, don't get me wrong, but because she is Jewish, she is going to speak on behalf of all of Jews everywhere. And the problem is, if she really knew what she was talking about in terms of her Judaism, I'm not even going to go into the genocide because that's such a stupid, baseless claim. Like, just look at the raw facts. But let's just talk about the occupation of Palestine for the past 76 years. And I'm not even going to talk about the fact that there never was a Palestine, by the way, never will be. The land of Israel has belonged to the Jewish people for 3,300 years. It was given to them by God himself. This is no joke. There's a first temple, there's a second temple, there will be a third temple. I mean, it's everywhere. This is a biblical nation, a biblical land. We're not talking about 76 years. It's nothing. You have no idea, Sarah, what you're talking about. You're embarrassing not only yourself. That would have been fine, by the way. You want to embarrass yourself, but don't embarrass all of world Jewry along with you. And the worst part is, where does Kanye West come into this whole thing? And where do the other anti-Semites who always plug the Jews in Hollywood? This is representative. Please forgive me, by the way. I'm not a rabbi, by the way. So don't take this from a rabbinical source, okay? I never claimed to be a rabbi. I'm just a simple Jew, okay? I'm a simple Jew, by the way, who was in the Hollywood world. I was in that garbage. I was in that whole nonsense, and I came back to my Judaism. But the problem is that most people that know Jews from Hollywood, and not only Jews from Hollywood, from all these other industries, they have this bad perception of Jewish people is because they never met a true believing Jew. They never met an Orthodox Jew in their life, a Jew that will stand for what is right, a Jew that will not cower to the population and cower to whatever is popular in the day today. You know, today, Free Palestine is popular. It's a popular movement, but is that really what Judaism stands for? Is that really what true Jewish values stand for? In my humble opinion, Christians need Jews to be strong, because if our Bible is not true, then guess what? Neither is theirs. And by the way, Muslims also need Jews to be strong and powerful and brave and clear, because guess what? Moses is mentioned by them in their Quran hundreds, if not thousands of times. They need Jews to be strong and clear. And here comes Sarah, probably one of the only Jews that the thousands of people in that room have access to or know or even hear from, and here she is proclaiming nonsense in front of them. No wonder why they don't respect us.
I believe it is our responsibility as film workers to use the institutional platforms through which we work to redress Israel's impunity on the global stage.
So here is Torah's approach, Sarah. Yes, if God gave you a platform, you are 100% right. That is the beautiful Jew within inside of you that says, God gave me a platform and I have to do something great with it. But the great thing to do with it is not throwing your 3,300-year-old heritage under the bus and everybody along with it. You were given a platform to spread God's light into this world. One of the commandments in the Torah, in the Bible, that everybody reads is for you, Sarah. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. I hope you see this. For you to be a light unto the nations, to teach them about morality. You're lecturing, the world is lecturing Jews on morality? Jews brought morality to the world. Before the 10 Commandments were given at Mount Sinai, the world was a lawless place with no order, with no connection to the divine. You were given a sacred commandment. Yes, Sarah, you have a platform, but use that platform for good. Don't use it for evil. And don't lecture the Jewish people on morality. The Jewish people are what brought morality to the world in the first place. Are you crazy?
I stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine in their struggle for liberation.
You stand with the Palestinian people for their struggle in liberation. First of all, I would love, Sarah, I would love to see you stand in Palestine, okay? Especially dressed like that. I would love to see you stand there, and I would love to see if they just stand back with you. Let's see what happens if you actually go there. But let's not be facetious for just one moment. Here's the saddest part. Actually, it's the second to saddest part, because the saddest part is about to come up, which I'm going to tell you about. But one of the saddest parts is that your grandchildren, if you continue down this path, most likely will not be Jewish. Why? Because you're so self-loathing. You're so self-hating that why would your grandchildren, your children are automatically going to be Jewish because you're a Jewish woman. So even if you're married to a non-Jewish man, your children are going to be Jewish. But your son, when he looks in the archives and he finds this video of his mother proclaiming to the world how she stands in solidarity with the Palestinians, how she is against the Israeli occupation and the genocide, who would want to be? I wouldn't want to be part of a nation that committed genocide. I would be the first person to leave if that was true. I wouldn't want to be a part of a nation that committed occupation. I would be the first person to leave. But you're lying, you're liberal, you're believing all of their liberal lies. Maybe you don't even believe it yourself, which leads me to my next point. Your children, when they watch this, they're not going to want to be part of it all. So it was because of speeches like this throughout the millennia that Jewish people have left their faith. This is the root cause of it all. And the worst part about it all, here's the worst part, here's the kicker. Look at your eyes. Look at her eyes as she commits her sin in front of the world, as she condemns God's nation in front of the world, her own nation. Look at the look in her eyes for approval, that desperate approval that she's hoping to get from that crowd as they clap for her. Look at that desperate look. These people, Sarah, they don't care about you. They're not inviting you over for Shabbat. They don't care about you. All they care about is that you just denounced your own people. The only person you made a fool of here is yourself. And you just denounced your own people with lies, with things that weren't even true. By the way, I'll be the first person. If a Jew makes a mistake, okay, I don't agree with everything the Israeli government does. They're a government just like the rest of the world. So if there's something that needs to be condemned, you condemn it. But what you just did was you were seeking their approval. And I have news for you. They will never give you their approval. They just won't. And if you think that people, the non-Jewish world, respects Jews when Jews abandon their own faith, you are sorely mistaken. The world wants a strong Jew. The world needs a strong Jew. And what you just did was gave them the exact opposite and created more anti-Semitism than you could ever believe. And the main problem about it all is when they talk about Jews in Hollywood, this is the only Jew that they have access to. This is not true, authentic Judaism. If I was accepting this award, Sarah Le, here's how I would have done it and how you can still do it in the future, because in Judaism, the same Judaism that you just threw under the bus, in Judaism, there's something called teshuvah. You could return, okay? You could repent. I would accept the award like this the next time. I want to thank God, the Almighty, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for giving me this award. And as I stand in front of you, everybody on this stage and everybody in this crowd, I want that we should pray for world peace. I want to pray for a time where there will be no sword lifted against each other. And I want to pray for a time where God is revealed in this world, and so that we could all live peacefully with each other, because that's what Judaism stands for, not what you just said. And if you don't want to go into the whole religious aspect of it, pray for peace, but don't sell out your entire Jewish community for some cheap claps that will never come back. Those people don't love you. The Jewish people love you. Don't make that same mistake again. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Please leave me a comment. And if you did enjoy this video, you're going to love the videos that are coming up next.